Hello and welcome back. I am Nina Simone, your prodigal parent life coach. If you're the parent of an adult prodigal child, maybe you've experienced this at one point or another. Your child makes a decision that you know is harmful. Maybe they move in with someone they shouldn't be with. Maybe they quit yet another job. Maybe they spend money irresponsibly, or they post something concerning on social media. And immediately you feel an urgency to go talk to them. You know exactly what needs to be said. You know exactly what they need to hear. So you pick up the phone, or you start typing the text, or you wait for them to come home so you can have the conversation. But instead of helping, the conversation turns into an argument. Instead of listening, they become defensive. Instead of moving closer, it pushes them further away. That is you. I want to talk about one of the biggest mistakes that many prodigal parents make. And that is trying to have the right conversation, but at the wrong time. Just because it's true doesn't mean they're ready to hear it. One of the hardest lessons for parents to learn is that you can be absolutely right and still be ineffective. Think about that. The issue isn't always whether you're right. The issue is whether your child is in a position to receive what you're saying. Many prodigal children are operating from pain, pride, rebellion, confusion, shame, addiction, immaturity, or woundedness. So when someone is defensive, they're usually not listening. They're preparing their response. So while you're trying to give wisdom, they're trying to protect themselves. So before you have that next difficult conversation, I'd like you to ask yourself three sets of questions. The first one, ask yourself, what is my goal here? Am I trying to help, or am I trying to relieve my own anxiety? Many times we feel pressure to speak because we're uncomfortable with what we're seeing. We want immediate relief. We want them to change. We want to know we've done something. But urgency doesn't always produce wisdom. Two, ask yourself, is my child emotionally available? This doesn't mean they agree with you. It means they're capable of hearing you. So if they're angry, intoxicated, defensive, overwhelmed, or already shutting down, this may not be the right moment. Timing matters. Three, ask yourself, have they invited my input? This one is difficult. I know it's going to go against the grain. This is not what we were taught, okay? But adult children often don't ask for advice. Unsolicited advice is often received differently than requested advice. Let me say that again. Unsolicited advice is often received differently than requested advice. So sometimes asking permission changes everything. Again, I know this is going to go against the grain, but I've tried it and it works. For example, I want you to ask them, would you be open to hearing my thoughts? That's very different from let me tell you what you're doing wrong. Okay? This was not easy for me to do either. Okay? Again, I know it goes against the grain as a parent, but I tried it and I asked my person, would you be open to hearing my thoughts? And to my surprise, they said yes. So it created a space for us to have an actual dialogue. So again, I want you to ask them, would you be open to hearing my thoughts instead of let me tell you what you're doing wrong? Okay? Many parents believe that if I don't say something right now, I'm failing them. That's not always true. Sometimes wisdom looks like waiting. Sometimes wisdom looks like praying. Sometimes wisdom looks like observing and gathering more information first. Sometimes wisdom looks like saying less, not because you don't care, but because you do. So let's go over a real example. Let's say your adult child comes home and announces a decision that you know is going to end badly. And everything inside of you wants to go into a lecture mode. You begin listing reasons, you explain the consequences, you share your concerns. But now they're frustrated, and now nobody's listening. The relationship is strained, and the original issue remains unresolved. So, what might have happened if you had said, "Thank you for sharing that with me, but help me to understand your thinking"? You notice the difference? One approach creates a debate while the other creates dialogue. Okay? People are more likely to accept correction when they feel understood. That doesn't mean you approve, it doesn't mean you agree. It simply means you've taken time to understand before trying to persuade. Many prodigal parents spend so much energy trying to get their child to understand them that they forget to understand their child. Understanding does not equal agreement, but understanding often creates connection, and that's what you want. And connection creates influence. So if you're a prodigal parent, I want to encourage you. The goal is not to win the conversation. The goal is to preserve the relationship while speaking truth with wisdom. Not every thought needs to be spoken immediately. Not every concern requires an instant response. And not every opportunity to speak is the right opportunity to speak. Sometimes the most effective conversation is the one that happens after you've prayed, after you calm down, and when the moment is right. So, if you're looking for practical coaching support as you navigate communication boundaries and challenges of loving an adult prodigal child, you'll find information about coaching services in the description below. Until next time, take care of yourself, keep trusting God, and remember, you are not walking this journey alone.